sitting in for the one and only fabulous Chief Sales Officer, Phyllis Nash. Let me tell you something, guys. It's amazing what's happening. And I hope that you took advantage of the wonderful sale that took place on National Oil Day, which was yesterday. Hope you took advantage. I hope you're planning on being at boot camp one way or the other so you can take advantage of all this powerful information, or at least get your name on the waiting list if you didn't take advantage of it because it's sold out. Yes. But here's what I want to share very quickly with you this morning, because I thought about this in this industry, and not just in this industry, but in the things that we do here at Akana, because we are in the people helping business. That's what we do. When we sit down with a person, whether we're talking about the bioscan or the blood type testing or CBD products or pain cream or whatever, our whole purpose is to help somebody. And one of my mother's favorite songs, old hymn, was If I Can Help Somebody. Now, here's the thing about helping people. Probably the hardest thing is when you want to help somebody that don't want to be helped, or when you have something that is good for somebody and they don't see it, they don't get it. And I know for me, and I know for many of you, I've heard stories, I hear the hearts of so many people, how disheartening that is, how difficult it is when you want it bad for others better than they want it for themselves, or you know somebody needs this product, or you know somebody's going through in their physical condition, their health, their sickness, they're always on tons and tons of medication, and they won't even hear you. They won't even pay attention. They won't listen. They'll listen to everybody else but you. You know, a prophet's not welcome in his own hometown. So sometimes your own family members. I get it. I get it. And it can really be disheartening when people won't hear your message or when they're not receptive to it. So here I'm going to give you just a few little strategies how to stay motivated and how for you not to get discouraged because they are living a discouraged life, whether it's in sickness or in pain or in obesity, or they're dealing with chronic conditions that you know they could get some help if they would just reset their body, if they would just do a 7 day refresh. My God, can you just do 7 days at least? That's how you feel sometimes. And I mean, sometimes you get frustrated, you just want to slap them into make having some sense, but don't do that. Remember first your purpose. Remind yourself of why your message is important to you and the positive impact that it can have. Because a person doesn't hear you today doesn't mean they won't hear you tomorrow, next week, the next year. Life has a way of changing people's minds. But you have to stay focused and not get discouraged, and then make sure that your vision and your value and your passion, your reason for doing it stays pure. And that's what drives you. That's what drives you. So that can keep you determined to to stay persistent despite what people say, despite the setbacks, despite the very person that you know needs to do a reset and they're just tuning you out. They're just on their way, straight beeline to the doctor. Nothing against the doctors, because we have doctors here, but we have doctors that are open mindset. Or have an open. I love what Dr. Tyus Crawford did. She went and did her due diligence when we came up with this berry. And she's like, okay, I hear you, Akana, but I'm gonna check it out. Love it. That's the kind of medical advisory board that we have. And we can be so proud of them because they help us to have integrity in whatever we're talking about. The second thing you've got to do to keep your focus and to stay encouraged in the midst of discouragement with the people that you know need to hear our message is to focus on the ones who listen, not the ones who don't listen. And now that sounds too simple to be true. But yeah, focus on the ones who do listen. Shift your attention. Put them on the back burner. Come back to them later. Now I know we get hurt and we really feel some kind of way if you just told somebody, because I've experienced this, you've tried to get them to get a reset or to start using some pain cream or some tinctures or something, and then you find out later they got sick or they're in the emergency room. And because they didn't listen, but that's not on you. So you got to focus on the ones who do listen. Shift your attention to the individuals who are receptive, because we're spending too much time on the folk who are not receptive and engaging in our message. So we got to recognize and appreciate those who support us, those who open up their ears to hear. Because if we're honest, there are times in our own lives that something we heard, we didn't get it the first time. I'm honest about that, about Jesus. The first time somebody gave me a pamphlet, the pamphlet ended up on the ground. The first time somebody told me I wouldn't need to stop doing what I was doing, my mama, did I tune her out? Absolutely. We've all been there. And then the third thing is that sometimes we come across the wrong way. Here's number 3. We've got to change our approach. We got to adapt. And especially when it comes to our own family and friends, we have to understand that sometimes they don't want to hear from you. That's why you got to do a third party connection or send them a video or something, all of these other tools that we have. But sometimes you have to change your approach. It's not one set pattern for everybody. And refine your message and adjust how you deliver it. See, you know what, guys, we can want it so bad for people. We come on really strong. Yes, we do. We hit them really hard. What's wrong with you? Why can't you do this? Why don't you want to do this? I don't understand. Well, come on, ease up. Ease up. Because that person is hurting. That person is going through. You don't really know what's going on in their lives mentally and emotionally and physically. When I've done the teaching about the woman who had the issue of blood for 12 long years, you know what? 12 years of bleeding didn't just deal with her physically, but it also dealt with her mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and financially. So sometimes we have to change our approach, adapt our approach, experiment with a different way of coming, a different strategy that might be more appealing, and they might receive it. But still, if they don't, keep it moving. Go to the next person, because somebody's waiting to hear from you. Somebody's just waiting for you to cross their path. And that's who you got to look for, everybody. That's who we have to find. And then number 4, seek support. That's what we do here. Surround yourself. Surround yourself with support, with a supportive network. When everybody else is saying negative, I ain't doing that. I don't believe in that. Blah, blah. Get around folk who believe in it. And put some more gas in your tank. Every morning when we get here, we're gassing up our tank to go out to this world of people that need us, to be able to approach them and engage with them. And get involved in settings where there are more people that want it than don't want it. I am loving going out to vending events where there are lots of people. So if I talk to one person who rejects it, I done talked to 15 who accepted it. Because I'm not just talking to one person here and one person there. So I'm involved in communities and organizations and individuals who are looking for what we have, who are just craving for changes in their lives and in their bodies. So you got to seek that kind of support. And then number 5 is you got to embrace the ability to bounce back or to be resilient when somebody is negative or when somebody doesn't accept what you have to say, when somebody doesn't receive your message. Understand that those are setbacks, and they cause resistance sometimes, but you have the ability to leap over the hurdle. You have the ability, by reflecting on what you can improve or refine in your lives and in your approach, you have the ability to leap over that hurdle. Yes, you do. You can leap over that hurdle because you're going towards the finish line for not only yourself, but for the lives of many. How many people can we touch today? How many people can we help today? How many people can we share the message with? And then one of the ways that you continue to stay encouraged for yourself in the midst of that is you take care of yourself. You take care of you. Take care of yourself. Self-care. That's why the event that's taking place, I'm only woman, that's taking place this weekend. Phyllis Nash has put this thing together with a whole crew of folks, a whole team of people. It's going to be off the chain. I'm only woman. Listen. If you're in Chicago or the Chicagoland area, if you're in driving distance, you don't want to miss this, because sometimes you got to stop and take care of you. Reset yourself. There are medical doctors on here would tell you, mentally you got to do it, emotionally you got to do it. You got to take care of you. Take care of your mental well-being. That's what helps you to keep moving forward. Because if you're down, if you're disgusted, if you're getting depressed, don't let depression live with you, even if it comes a certain way. Yeah, because you want to be a part of everything that you're doing. So the point is, remember this, even if your message doesn't reach everybody, even if your message doesn't affect every life you touch, know this, the impact you make on those who do listen. See, stop focusing on who didn't listen. On the ones who do listen can still be significant and meaningful. How many of us get so much meaning when that person does hear you, or when we hear testimonies like we've heard? Oh, so many. When we see the transformations like Mooney and Gerald, and we hear Tanya, and we hear Erica, all these wonderful testimonies that we hear, and we see their lives being transformed. Oh, the good feeling that you feel on the inside of that. So every time we get to somebody, I was on the phone yesterday with a lady who just came off the cleanse, and she said she and her partner, they went on the cleanse together, and they came off 21-day cleanse, and their blood pressure has never, ever, ever been as low as it got. Never. Without medication. That's what we're waiting to hear. That's what gives you the ooey feeling. So that's why I'm encouraging everybody, if you haven't gotten your ticket yet to I'm Every Woman, what are you waiting on? If you need to fly in and go, it's going to be off the chain. It's going to be so relaxing, edutainment, all the things that are going to be made available for you just to enjoy this moment. And then we'll have these kind of events all over the country. But make sure that you today make up your mind. You're going to help somebody stay focused, stay resilient, and stay committed to the purpose. That's what we are, Akana Nation. We are focused, we are resilient, we got the bounce back ability, and we're committed to the purpose. We're changing lives. We're changing lives one person at a time. Have a great Akana kind of day. Bye-bye for now.